Well, today we are going to do an extreme makeover of this composition book. Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel, friends. Thank you so much for being here today. I truly appreciate it. Y'all, we are still committed to making low cost but useful Christmas gifts that we can give to family and friends. Today is no different. We're going to take this composition book and we're going to give it an extreme makeover. And when we're finished, we're going to have a notebook / 2026 planner all in one. Wait until you see what we do with this. So I'm going to flip to my overhead camera to give you a closer look. But y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. All right, so here's a closer look at the composition book I'll be working with today. This one is from Walmart. I buy these when back to school season happens, and you can get these for 25 cents, which makes this a very economical foundation for crafting inexpensive Christmas items. So I have a standard composition book. Looks like this. So we're going to take this plain old boring composition book, and we are going to give it an extreme makeover. It is going to be an extremely posh makeover. So let's move this over here so that I can show you what I'm talking about. So to this one, I added an elastic closure to make it easy to be able to carry this. Then here on the side, I used some stickers to give it a lace look, but these are actually stickers. So when I open it, like this, you get that immediate beautiful effect. But we take this out and we have a pocket here. And this is a Dollar Tree 2026 planner that we're inserting into our notebook. So now we have a journal / planner all in one combo. And here's that monthly planner right here. You can see it has all of the standard pages in it. Got it from the Dollar Tree. I think these are $1.50 now. And then I added an envelope so that we would have a pocket to store receipts or whatever you might need to store. And then behind that, we have yet another pocket that we are able to use to insert items. So I'm going to take this and just open it and slide it back into the little pocket. And then over here, I just added some beautiful paper and a little saying. Then I took that paper and I folded it over to create a wonderful pocket. And in that pocket, I am filling mine with a whole bunch of items that the person getting this can use to go through and decorate and highlight certain dates that they want to remember. So we have a whole bunch of insertables that are also useful goodies for the person getting this. Then I added some tabs, and all I did was took some scrap paper and punched out some tabs so that you can section this off if you want. And then here on the back page, I simply added a decorative piece and a little saying to it. I'm leaving this alone because this is very useful information for all of us. So if you need a quick reminder of what 9 times 9 is, you have that chart here. You have your metric unit conversions. So this is a very useful page that I tend to leave in my composition books when I make them over. All right, so here's what we're going to need to make this beautiful composition book that will make an excellent Christmas gift for anyone. So I have a standard composition book. Then I have a calendar. Yes, I know this says 2025. I must have picked up the wrong one when I picked up calendars in the Dollar Tree. But we're going to go with it. I'm going to cover this and I'll replace it later. But I definitely want to show you the process. And then we're going to need some decorative papers. Now the beauty of this project is you'll be able to use your 8.5 by 11s if you want to. For me, I'm going to be using 12 by 12s because that's what I tend to print on. And I'm going to be using part of a new collection that I have that is available right now. And along with having new papers out, I do have a special offering. It is time sensitive. If you're interested, make sure you head out to my website. The link is in the description box to grab the latest collection. So I'm going to give you a very quick flip through, and we are going to make our project. I have printed my papers on single-sided, but as you're printing yours, you can certainly double-side. And I did do the watercolor effect on the plaid and the fence post, so when you get yours, it is going to look a little bit distressed. Not only will it look distressed, but it will look washed out, and that is intentional. So what I did with these papers, y'all, all of them are designed to have papers that work with them. And I'm just pulling out one so that I can show you what I mean. So this is my floral page, but then I have a background plaid that can work with this. And then I have a background fence post that can work with this as well. So that is what I mean by each one of the floral pages has complementary background pages that can work with them, or you can use any print from any collection that you might have that you want. So for today's project, I've decided that I want to work with this beautiful color here. So the first thing that I am going to do, y'all, is I am going to cover my composition book. And I am going to cover the front and the back in these papers here. So even though most composition books do tend to be a standard size, I like to measure just to be sure. And this composition book here is about 7 inches from the edge of the black over. And that's what I tend to work with. And then it is 9 3/4 of an inch long. So I am going to cut 2 pieces. And I'm actually going to remove the white border. And this one looks like it went through my printer crooked. But that's okay because we don't need all of that. So I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to cut it at 7 1/4 by 9 3/4. Then before I cut my second piece, I'm just going to take this and place it down to make sure that it's going to fit. And I can see that I don't like how wide it is, so I'm actually going to trim it to 7 1/8 by 9 3/4. And I'll go ahead and trim this piece as well at 7 1/8. By 9 3/4. Then I know that I want to do the inside, so I am going to grab a sheet of my plaid, and I am going to go ahead and just cut that at 7 3/8 by 9 1/4. And the reason why I cut it at 7 3/8, I'll show you in just a minute once we get to it. So I cut this at 7 3/8 by 9 3/4 because this time I want to cover the inside. Before, I wanted some of that black showing. So let's go ahead and take some tape. And let's cover all of these pieces in tape. Complete coverage from top to bottom in tape. All right, so now that we have our tape on, let's go ahead and place down our front cover. And again, I cut this piece at 7 1/8 by 9 3/4. Just measure yours and decide how much of that black you're okay with showing, and then measure from top to bottom. And that's what we cut. You can overcut if you want and then go back and trim. I like to try to do it all in one stage. So I am going to get this hopefully aligned with the edge. And then I'll try to match it here at the top. Y'all, this of course doesn't look too straight, but we will be placing a lace border here, and that will cover that imperfection. But I am going to open this and just trim away the excess and round this corner. So y'all, that's the front. This is going to be a very beautiful book. We're going to turn it over to the back, but before we place the paper, we need to place down the elastic. So I have my elastic here, and I'm just going to take some tape, and I'm going to place that tape right there, and I'll take some tape and place some tape right here. We can glue this down if we want, but I have found that doing this with my scrappy tape also works. So I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put it in the tape like that. Then we'll feed it through on the inside like this, bring it over, and put it in the tape here. So you can see that I have my elastic banding here on the inside. I am going to take another piece of tape and just place that down. We'll take another piece of tape and just place that right there. Now I can peel away those backers. So I am just going to take this piece put it down right here and get it stuck. And now I will just open this, take my finger blade, and we're going to trim off any excess. Same here. And then I'll round this corner. And now we can take that elastic and we can feed it around the front like that. Easy, easy peasy. So originally I was going to take this piece and put it on the inside, but I want the inside here to be this piece. So it is cut at 7 3/8 by 9 3/4. I am simply going to peel away my tape backers. We're going to take this sheet and just put it down right there. And I am going to trim away my excess. So now we have the front cover covered. I am going to take this piece, and it'll just be on paper, and we're going to put it down like this. But I am going to trim away just a little bit here because I don't want this to be as tall as that front piece. I want a little bit of the white paper showing, but you can cut yours exact. Let's go ahead and peel away the tape backers. I'm going to take this and just starting from this end, I'm going to put it down like this. So now we have that back cover. I'm just going to take that elastic and feed it through. See how that looks? Very easy. So now I'm going to bring in my notebook. Y'all, let's just pretend that this is a 2026. I know it's 2025, but I don't feel like running out to the Dollar Tree right now, so we're going to use this. And I'm using this for demonstration purposes only. The one that I finally finished to give to someone will have a 2026 calendar in it. So again, we need to measure this. This is coming in at about 9 3/8 by 6 3/4. So I am going to remove just a little bit of that and cut off here at 9 3/8. Then we're going to be able to take this piece, fold it over, and then we'll wrap it around. So I am just going to take some tape and place some tape here. And I'll only put down 4 pieces because this really is to show you how to be able to do yours when you make it. And I know when you make yours, you will definitely have a 2026 calendar planner. So we're going to take this piece and I am just going to try to get it nice and even. And then I'll take it and we'll fold it over. And now I'll add some tape here to the back. And now I'll peel away the tape backers. And we'll fold over and pull nice and tight. Then I'll open this and I will get rid of any overhang. So then we have some scrap left. I am just going to go ahead and trim this to 9 3/8. And we'll take this piece and we're simply going to put it right there. So let's add some tape. And now we can take it and put it down like this. So we have a front and we have a back. Now we want to go ahead and make the little pocket for the inside. And to do that, I am going to use a scrap piece that I had left over. And I don't need to measure. What I need to do is just take this piece. I'm going to put it in like this and then fold over, making sure that I have just a little bit of space in between the edge here and my fold. And I'll fold over here, doing the same thing. So basically what we're doing, y'all, is we're making sure that we leave a little bit of space so that we can slide in and out like this. Then I'm just going to take it and fold up to this end and fold up to this end. And now I'm going to remove my corner pieces. So then I'm just going to take some tape. We're going to place some tape right here. You can use glue if you want. I have found that my tape actually does hold, so we're going to use some tape. Let's fold that over. Let's fold this over. Let's add some more tape because we want to make sure that we have complete tape coverage from side to side. And then I'll put some tape right here. And I'll put some tape right here. And then we go over to the other side and we do the same thing. So now we will be able to take this and put it down in our book so that we will have a nice little pocket. Again, you can use glue on this if you want. It's completely up to you. So now let's bring in the front of our book. And I'll take my piece. I'm going to put it down, but I'm making sure that I'm not putting it down in the groove there, the spine. So now we can take this And we can put it in like that. Y'all, I think that that is just so stinking cute without us doing anything else to it. And we'll still be able to fold our book, but we are going to have some chunkiness to it because we're making it extreme. So now I'm going to bring in this piece and I'm going to cut it at 9 3/8 by 12. Because we're going to take this piece, we're going to put it down, and then we're going to fold over to get that pocket. So I am just going to take a strip of tape, put that tape there, take another strip, put it right there. And y'all, everything that I'm doing here is completely optional. If it's not something that you think is going to work for you, then give whatever it is you want to try a try. That is one of the best ways to learn and work through what might be a paper crafting challenge. But seeing your own idea work is such a wonderful satisfaction. So I am just going to take some tape, put that tape right there. And now I'm going to remove my first piece of tape. I'll take my planner out. And we're going to take this piece and put it down right here. We're not in the spine. We're close, but we're not in it. And then I can just start peeling away my tape pieces, making sure that that's flat. Peel away the next one. Make sure that's flat. Peel away this one. Get that nice and flat. And then I'll peel away the piece of tape that I actually put on the writing paper, and we'll get that stuck. So we know we have coverage from end to end. Now I'm going to take this, and y'all, I'm going to fold it over. But when I fold it over, I want to make sure that I'm folding over a little bit inside of this margin section here. And that's because I don't want the pocket protruding from the edge of the book. So here's what I'm doing. I am just following where I made that mark. We'll get that nice and even. And now when I close the book, you can see that that is not going to stick over. So that was what I wanted. So now I'm going to take my tape. I'll put my tape right here and right here. Then I'll just take my finger blade and I'm just going to angle in a little bit. And then I'll do it from this side so that I'm not cutting into my decorative paper. So now we can peel away. Peel away. And we have a pocket. So really, the major part of this has been completed. We have done the extreme portion of this by getting everything covered, by making our pocket, by adding our planner. So then I have a scrap piece that I am going to place on the inside of the planner. And this is an odd size scrap that I happen to have left over from another project that I was working on. So I'm going to go ahead and use it instead of cutting another sheet. But if you want yours to fit exact, cut your piece at 6 5/8 by 9 3/8. But because I know this is a 2025 planner, I am not going to print another sheet. I'm just going to use a scrap piece that I have, but I will be taking this and putting it inside like this. Then I'm going to take this pre-made envelope that came in a Hobby Lobby pack, and I'm going to cover the flap. Now you can use any pre-made envelope that you want, or you can go back and make your own. As you guys know, we have probably made hundreds of envelopes on the channel, so if you need a refresher, just head on out to my video library and do a search on Posh Paper Lady envelopes, and you should be able to find one that is going to work for you. All right, so let's take the envelope and a scrap piece, and I'm just going to take this scrap piece, and you can place it wherever you want. I just want to get some of that floral going. And then I'm just going to trim. So now we have our piece covered like this. So on the back side, let's add 3 strips of tape. 1 strip across the bottom and 1 strip on both sides. Let's peel away the tape backer. Now let's bring that notebook in. Let's take the envelope and we can put it right there. And now you can open it and have a place here, or you can have places tucked in behind it. So let's put that back in, and you can see how nice the presentation is when the book is opened. So now I'm going to take some of my stickers. I get these from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to find some that I like. And I'm going to take this one that says, "The best things in life are free." We're going to put that right there. Then I'm going to take this one because I like it, and I always have. And it says, "Be the change that you wish to see in the world." And I think that those are words that we all can live by. So there's that. Now I'm going to open this. I have some leftover scrap. I'm going to take this one that says, "Creativity takes courage." And we're going to put it down right here. Then I'll take my scissors and cut out this little saying. You can put it in your trimmer if you want. Now I'm going to take a piece of tape, and we're going to put that tape across the top. Peel away. We can open, and we can put this on the flap of the envelope. I'm going to find one for right here, and I'm going to go with the long one that says, "Life is an adventure," and we're going to place it right there. Then I'll flip over to the back here, and I'm going to take this one that says, "Make every second count," and put it there. Now we have the front. Y'all, I have these little lace stickers. If I can find the link for them, I will link them in the description box. So let's take a piece of tape, put that tape right there, and then we can grab the sticker portion. It just helps. And I am going to take this piece and place it right here. So when I'm done, you're not even going to see how crooked I was in my original placement. We're going to place that there. And then I'm going to take this piece and place it right there. So again, I will take another strip of tape, place that tape on the back side. You'll know which side is the front because you can feel the imprint. And then I'll just peel up and pull away. So now we'll take this piece and I'll basically just try to line it up with that first piece and we'll get it stuck. Now I can open, use my finger blade to trim away the excess. So now I'm going to open this and I'm just going to tuck in a few things that might be helpful to the person getting this. So I will be tucking in some sticker pages, some word sticker pages, some project life cards, some stickers, and a whole bunch of other things. We can just put these in so that whoever gets this can take a moment and they can decorate the book however they want. But y'all, I think that this is just fabulous. I am going to take my elastic cover, put that elastic cover on. Then I'm going to take this project life card as well as my scallop punch. My scallop will not be perfect, y'all, but I am okay with that. I'm going to take some tape, put some tape on my scallop. You can go around the ends of this if you want, but I am just going to take this and put it right there on top of my extreme composition book. So let's have one more walkthrough of this. I am removing the elastic band that I attached. We can open this. If you need to pull this out and take it with you, you can. You can store receipts here as well as in here. You can put it back in the little holder to carry the whole thing with you. Then we have a cover here that leads to a really nice pocket that I have filled with all types of goodies. And then here on the back, we have a sticker that says make everything count. Now, one thing I forgot to do was I forgot to make some tabs, and we're going to make those tabs very easily. So I'm just going to take my oval punch and punch. Then I am just going to take some tape, add some tape there, and we can start placing these tabs wherever you want them. So then I'll put a tab here. So again, I'm just adding some tape. I'll take my tab and put it about right there. And then I'll open once more. Take this last piece. Let's add some tape. And I'm going to put this one right here. So now we have our tabs in our extreme composition book. Y'all, I absolutely love it. You can push your tabs in or you can stick them out even more if you want. But I think that this is a fabulous idea to be able to take a plain composition book and we have created and all in one. So you have your journal, you have your 2026 planner, you have stickers, you have places to hold receipts. You can add flags or washi to this, completely up to you. But y'all, I think that this is fabulous, and I hope that you do too. So if you have enjoyed this video, and I certainly hope that you have, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, all day, every day, this is what we do, and this is how we do it. And I would love to have you subscribe. So hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you will know when I upload a new video. As always, my beautiful handcrafty friends, please be safe, be kind, and be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.